Welcome to KnightHunter Books for our June and July haul. Now June we didn't buy very many books, but July we got married and had a week-long honeymoon in Scotland, which has quite a few bookshops. So that might have been our treat after the wedding.
My first is the Refrigerator Monologues by Catheryn Valente, and this is the stories of a series of women in a world of superheroes who have been variously killed, mind-controlled, had their powers taken away to progress the plot of their male counterparts. They're not very happy about it.
My first is something my Maid of Honor got me, which is an introduction to the name Knight, which is my new name, the origins of the name and a bit of history about it.
We are, however, still Team KnightHunter.
Yes.
My next is the Delirium Brief by Charlie Stross, and this is the next in his laundry sequence, which follows a UK government organisation which is set up to deal with eldritch horrors from beyond time and space. In this book, as I understand it, they go public because the world has got so weird that the public need to know what's going on.
This is Arabella of Mars by David D. Levine, which I've seen on BookTube for quite a while, but this was the first time we'd actually seen a physical copy in a UK bookshop, so we just had to pick it up. Also, shout out to the wonderful sci-fi and fantasy focused bookshop in Edinburgh called Transreal, which had an amazing selection and is probably the reason we have so many books today.
And is just round the corner from the coffee shop where J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book.
Yeah, so if you're on a bookish tour of Edinburgh, then it's a good place to go. This book follows a privileged young girl in the 1600s in space. So already you've got a bit of a break from reality there. I think it's kind of steampunk, but because of the times then that means there's plantations on Mars and slavery and the British Empire.
My next one is Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Seanan McGuire, and this is a sequel to...
In Every Heart a Doorway.
Which is set in a school for boys and girls who have fallen through portals to other realms and whose parents didn't know what to do with them when they came back.
So last year we were going, do we buy novellas in physical editions? I think we can just about do that. This year we're so excited about the sequels that we're buying them all in hardback.
Tall maybe onto a winner. Yeah.
Yeah. My next is one I picked up in Glasgow, partly because it's a signed edition and the author is Scottish, and it is A Portable Shelter by Kirsty Logan, which is a very sweet book by the sounds of it, about two parents, both women, who are telling their unborn child stories in secret. And I think stories quite inspired by where they live and Celtic traditions and fairy tales. So sort of a short story collection, but I'm hoping that the way it's joined together will make me read it faster than I would a short story collection.
My next is Raven Stratagem by Yoon. It's another sequel, this time to the brilliant Nine Fox Gambit. And I haven't even read the back of this, but I enjoyed Nine Fox Gambit so much I saw it and went, ooh, shiny. Nine Fox Gambit was a space opera set in a universe where societal norms and how society was structured actually altered the structure of reality and how various technologies worked. So for instance there was ritual torture of prisoners that had to be observed by everybody in order to make ships' shields work.
This is a short story collection, but one I've been trying to look out for a while, which is The Good Immigrant, which is a collection of stories by Black, Asian and minority ethnic writers. And in part I picked this up because Kitty G was absolutely raving about it. I'll put her channel down below. And it sounds like a very important book.
My next is another Seanan McGuire book. It's Chaos Choreography, which is the next book that I need to read in the encrypted sequence, which follows a family of monster hunters who try and keep monsters and humans sort of from doing each other too much harm whilst combating the threat of an organisation that believes all monsters need to die.
This one is non-fiction, and I'm actually already nearly halfway through it. It is by The Angry Chef, or Anthony Warner, Bad Science and the Truth About Healthy Eating, which goes through some of the main culprits of bad science in the kind of dieting world. And it's a bit different for me, but for some reason I find those two things quite interesting.
My next is The Regional Office is Under Attack by Manuel Gonzales, and this looks to be a little similar to Tom Holt in that it's a mix of bureaucracy and the paranormal.
Now this is a book I've already read, but I don't actually own. So this is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Omnibus Edition by Douglas Adams, and it's actually a book that we bought as a prop for our wedding. We will have a video up on our wedding a bit later because there were quite a few book-related things going on. But this was quite a nice edition. Kind of comic space fantasy. I tend to think of this series as the kind of science fiction version of what Terry Pratchett does.
My next one is China Mieville's The Scar.
It's giant.
Which is enormous, and I think we might have picked this up because it was on sort of a charity put a pound in the jar table, and I've read quite a bit of China Mieville and like that kind of new weird feel. However, that sort of new weird does mean that I've read the back of the book and I still don't know what's going on.
Let us know if you've read any of these.
The China Mieville worth it? Worth it? It's a really big book.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.